Hello, so today I want to talk to you about the DLC of Hero Villain Supercharged. What I'm going to be talking about in this video is, first of all, the changes that were made to Hero Villain Genesis. Then I'm going to discuss also the changes that were made to Battle Royale, because changes were made to both games actually as part of this DLC. Also, I'm going to be talking about the new missions that allow you to return back to Earth, one of the frequent requests from the players that went on to play Battle Royale. And also I'm going to explain to you my vision of how the future structure of all 4 books in this series will work. And that is at the end of this video. So please do follow that because it will answer a lot of the questions that people frequently ask me about where this whole series is going. So first of all, Hero Villain Supercharged is coming out on the 2nd of November, or has come out by the time you watch this video maybe. It is about 100,000 words of extra content, mainly for Hero Villain Genesis, but also there are many changes made to Battle Royale, and some of the new powers can also be used in Battle Royale. So as a consequence of this, Hero Villain Genesis is in version 1.5.0. And it means it's now 440,000 words in total. So it's quite a big game if you want. A lot of this is paid content, so it's an extra addition to the game. I hope many people will be happy because I think it brings a lot of extra things to the game. But some of the changes are actually free for everybody. So there is a bit also for people who don't want to buy this new DLC. As I said, the release date is November the 2nd. And the first thing in this DLC is that there's a lot of new powers that have been created in the game. And I've made YouTube videos about some of the big changes that were made to to some of the power sets. For example, to the animal powers, air powers, water powers, light powers, etc. There are other changes made to some of the other power sets, but these are the 4 main ones. Although, as I said, not exclusively. So there are changes almost to all the power sets. So I'll put the links at the end of this video. So if you haven't watched these videos, please go and watch them. They'll explain a lot of what I'm planning to change. So first of all, the new side missions for Genesis, for Hero Villain Genesis, what are they? Well, you'll be able to patrol the streets of New York. You'll be able to seek new opportunities to expand your wealth. There's a new situation that happens in the game. There's a plane hijack, and you'll be able to go and try to resolve that. And as a consequence of that, things will happen. Some of the things that players enjoyed greatly about my game is the opportunity to become a vampire. Then it'll be possible to explore more and to go deeper into this vampire lore in the game. And again, this responds to many players asking me about different things related to this aspect of the game. So there's a lot of new things in terms of side missions in Genesis. There's also an opportunity to take a day off work. Up to now, the beginning of the game is pretty much linear. Well, there's a lot of side missions, but you have to go to work every day. Well, I've introduced the possibility of taking 1 day off and not go to work at all that day. And then you can actually either spend time with existing characters. For example, you can go snowboarding. And of course, or skiing. Well, I mean, I use the word snowboarding because that's what I like doing myself. But I mean, you can go skiing. You can also go and visit your mother. This was a frequent complaint also in the game that the mother character only appears through phone conversations, but you'll be able to actually go and visit her. And or if you don't want to do either of these things, you can actually spend your time doing other things. And this is what I call a bit of a structural change in the game because it changes quite a few things. And in future updates to the game, I might do it so it's possible to do more of these things. And this can lead to actually you fully quitting the job, fully or partially quitting your job earlier, i.e. making the game more replayable really, and not having to always go through the same sequences in the game. So I hope people find this quite interesting. So there are also changes to Battle Royale. There's over 20,000 new words with respect to the previous version. Of course, this game is a bit smaller than Genesis. Genesis came out earlier, and through time I've expanded it more to make it more replayable if you want. Battle Royale is starting to get more in terms of expansions. So it's slowly growing, and it will continue to grow in the future. I've implemented in this DLC all the new powers from Genesis, so already this is quite a lot. But there are some new side missions, and these will allow you to escape the planet and return to Earth. Some players complained that they never wanted to leave Earth in the first place. So, okay, fine. So now it will be possible to actually exit the main sequence of the game and try to find a spaceship, buy a spaceship, and return to Earth. For this, you will need money, so you'll have to make some money. I've implemented the new possibility to craft weapons and sell them. So if you have high intelligence and engineering skills. So this is one new possibility of how to make money in the game, and one possibility of how to use the money. I should implement more of such things in the future. So please, suggest if you have any ideas, please suggest, and I'll probably still continue to make changes in the future. And this brings me to my planned structure for the Hero Villain series. So currently you have book 1, and at the end of book 1 you meet the Lannister, and you're pretty much not given an option. If you want to continue on the series, you actually have to either stop reading, which I understand that many people do because they don't like the idea that you are kidnapped and taken to another planet. So what I'm hoping to do in the future is that the Lannister will, instead of kidnapping you kind of thing, it will give you a choice. Do you want to come or not? So if you want to go, then you will go to book 2, Battle Royale, as you do now. If you don't, then it will skip books 2 and 3 and just take you directly to book 4, Overlord. There'll be chances to escape book 2, as I've just introduced in the previous slide, or you can continue on to book 3, but in book 3 there'll also be a moment or more than one moment in the game where you can actually say, well, actually, I'm not happy with anything of what's happening. I'm also going to try to do something else. So, and these choices should become big choices, especially I've written the choice, one of the points in book 3 that would lead to a major choice on your side of whether to continue there or to try to escape a few weeks ago. So it should be fairly obvious. Now, of course, if you escape book 2 or book 3 if you don't play through them, that doesn't mean that what's happening in the galaxy isn't happening. No, it's still happening. You're just going to have to deal with it on Earth if you want. And of course, I'm not going to go into any of the I'm not going to spoil anything of what I think, but the beginning of book 4 will actually be dealing with any of the fallout from book 2 or book 3, and then book 4 will lead them to other things. And Overlord, of course, makes reference to the fact that people who would like to conquer, for example, the world, will be able to do so in book 4. And people who, in book 3, for example, escape and decide to try to conquer another planet, would actually be able to do so in book 4. And I have an idea of how this can be structured from a coding point of view, so hopefully this can work. But anyway, this is my idea so far. I guess up to now I'm 60-70% there. Book 1 and 2 have been written. Book 3 I'm maybe 60-70% finished, and book 4 I haven't even started really. So all in all, I guess I've got 60-70% of the whole structure of the series finished, and 30-40% left to write. So anyway, it'll still take me a while, but hopefully I'll get there in time. And the other thing that's happening today, that's happening is on the 2nd November, free update to Highway Wars is out. This is 27,000 new words. This is a free update to the game. It expands the game in many ways. Those of you who haven't tried it, please try it. I think it's a great addition to the game. It allows many new things like talking to navigators. There's new paths through the game, so it's a lot more replayable, etc. And I made another video talking about this, so please go and watch that video as well. Okay, thank you.